Hello YouTube fans. Now as I talked about cannibals, why not the daddy? The daddy of the cannibal nasties, I would say, and the daddy of the video nasties. Now as you know, with my YouTube channel I'm only limited so many hours. Granted, YouTube have told me I can overdo my hours, meaning I can make them a bit longer. But I'll do them in two parts because it definitely takes two parts in what I'm about to do. That being Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust, what can I say? It was the film that would have been the daddy of the nasty of the cannibals. Then I had a lot of ducks. And it was the daddy of the video nasty. In that nasty era, the one I reviewed. So I'm going to tell you the background story, and then in the second part I'm going to tell you the film itself and what made it so notorious. Now as you may or may not know, the same director what given us The Lost Cannibal World or Jungle Holocaust, whatever name you want to call it, had a lot of different names, but for now I'll call it The Last Cannibal World, being the last cannibals. If you remember me talking about The Last Cannibal World, this was the same director that did that, and you know, it's an interesting film, has a lot of interesting history. For one, when you got to see the actors, you got them to sign a form that they was not allowed to do a film for so many months after doing this one. Which is funny because there's a guy I know, blonde hair, who same day did a film called City of the Living Dead, and one day after did the other cannibal film, that being Cannibal Fairlock. But again, they signed forms that basically there was not to stand any other film after this. And that was it. They had to sign forms not to do another film. And the funny thing is, the main lead character in this, who based this professor, university professor, was only a guy who did fucking porn. Remember Debbie Does Dyers? Been a lot of pornos from the 70s to the 80s. And he was in this. And the funny thing was, his voice, believe it or not, was dubbed. They literally dubbed over his fucking voice. But whoever did the dubbing, it weren't bad, and it wasn't really bad dubbing. It starts off a bit like a jungle adventure film, which is like typical of the Italian cannibal type of films. But as the film goes on, it gets notorious. It gets fucking bloodthirsty. Again, a lot of animal cruelty, which it was commonly known for, this film. A lot of animal death scenes. And the film, basically, was very notorious. It was fucking hard film. Even I admit it was a hard film to watch out of any cannibal film, apart from Cannibal Fairlock, which is another hard one to watch. But this one, even though it's a hard one, I dilute it. Yeah, people might think I'm a bit weird, but I fucking dilute it. Because I must say it's a very what's the fucking word I'm trying to think? It's a very cleverly made film. I'm trying to think of big words here, but it's a very cleverly made film. It's very cleverly made. Because if you watch it proper, it shows how the civilised people become scumbags. And I do love the scene where the professor actually says at the end of the film, who are the real cannibals, us or them? I love that scene. I also love the music. That's this beautiful, beautiful harmony music. It's very well shot, widescreen, a lot. It's just again, you got animal fucking cruelty. And the funny thing of this film is, this was sort of like the first found footage film, because they do a bit with it filmed on camera, which believe it or not was done on 4K. And when they saw the actual movie itself, it was done on 16-inch. 4K, blown up, made it look like a deteriorated film. And when it was done in the bits where you see the professor and the bits of the film, done on 16mm. So it was 14mm, all blown up, made it look deteriorated. And the other bit was film shot in 16. So they did it in two footage to make the film. The other history of the film is when the film got made, they actually thought it was snuff. This director, I shit you not, got took to fucking court. He got took to court because when people saw it, they actually thought it was snuff, and they thought the actors got murdered for real. That's right. They actually thought the actors got sorted for real. That's how amazing these effects were. It's not been the first time that's happened. I can name a lot of films that were done like that. Faces of Death, what was done in 1978, People thought that was snuff, and it was, some of it was footage of real autopsies and so on. But no, the actors weren't fucking dead, like the one I mentioned, Cannibal Fairlock, City of the Living Dead. So they weren't really dead, you know what I mean? And when he was taken to court, he had to bring the actors, the ones that got killed in the film, he had to bring them in the film to show that they were still alive. There's one scene which is very iconic, the scene where it's a hard bit to say, but I'm going to say it. The dang rape a girl, and she gets killed later on in the film. And if anyone's seen Cannibal Holocaust, you know the very well-known scene. She has a pole, a wooden pole, right? Pretty horrible, hard scene to watch. She has a wooden pole stuck from her behind and out of her mouth. Blood all over her face. Pole in a dosset, in her mouth, one down there from the rear end. You look at it and you think, fucking how did they do that? Because it looks so fucking realistic. And if you actually saw how they did it, it will blow your fucking brain. And this fucking seedy ass shit, what you see nowadays, all it was a girl, stripped naked, sat on a bicycle seat, like I'm sat down on a bicycle seat, holding in a fake bit of the wood, obviously fake blood all over her face and on her neck and so on, and sat on the other end. But that bit was hidden. So when you see cutaways, it looks like the wooden stick is in there and in the mouth. He had to show the effects and show the actors. That bit he got away with, and he definitely proved that the fucking film was not a snuff. But however, like most cannibal films, they killed animals for real. Some staged and some just, you know, like you always see with animals and eating animals. But the amount of animals, like other cannibal films, what got sorted in this fucking movie will blow your fucking brain. They must have sorted about dog knows, and I mean fucking dog knows how many animals to make this fucking film. The film was notorious, and when it came out, everyone remembers a poster. Have you ever seen Cannibal Holocaust? You know there's a very, very gruesome poster of a cannibal munching on a bed of ducks, and as the line, eat or be eaten, they was eaten alive, blah blah blah. Jay made a market a film, Cannibal munching on ducks, and the word Cannibal Holocaust. And again, that's the film that set off the phase of the video nasty. And the funny bit of the story is, Mary Whitehouse, remember when I talked about Mary Whitehouse? She actually saw this film. I'd have loved to have seen her fucking face when censorship and Mary Whitehouse, of all fucking people, saw Cannibal Holocaust. And another bit of interesting history is they had a video, right? This ain't bullshit. They had a video when it was all worn out. Remember when I talked about the video Nasty Extreme? It's mentioned this bit. And some guy thought it was funny to pretend it was a snuff, which it wasn't. And he sent him that video, and the guy went, oh, people are getting killed for real. And it wasn't. It was a fucking film because it was so deteriorated and it looked so fucking realistic. They actually thought it was snuff. The film got rejoices. It was banned in the UK for a number of days. We can now get it a little bit cut down, but you know, it's more animal death scenes and understandable. Granted, I'm not going to say how I did it, but I've actually got the full-on uncut version of Cannibal Holocaust. I've seen it, and again, it's a hard film to watch, but at the same time, I do think it's a very cleverly made film. So it's not one I'd rant to say, oh, it's horrible, it's a piece of shit. So that was Cannibal Holocaust, and the next one I'm going to talk about is the fucking movie itself. Until then, I'll see you then.